Hello.
Hi, perfect. I can hear you now. Alma, can you hear me? I'm not having any luck with Alma. We'll keep trying though. Okay. Good to have you, Chung. Today we're going to talk about culture and education. So I just want to start by having you tell me if it's expensive to go to school where you live. And then after, I'll show you a resource about education and one person's opinion regarding education and finance. And then I'd like to know whether you agree with her or disagree with her. So just to start me off, can you tell me, is it expensive to go to school where you live? I can type the question also so you can see it. Is it expensive to go to school where you live? Jose, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, is it expensive to go to school where you live?
Yes, it's very expensive because I study gastronomy,
Uh-huh.
international gastronomy. It,
Okay.
it, it,
So
it,
if
yeah.
you're studying at high school or at
Uh,
primary school, do you pay for that?
and he's um oh sorry, high school.
So
No,
yeah. So at high school, like when you're 14 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old, are you paying to go to school or is it free?
and not very expensive because yeah, in it's free because my father uh, he he job teachers.
Mm-hmm.
He, I received beca. Uh,
So
I received
when you
is huh?
when you went to school growing up, your mom and dad they had to pay a lot
Mm, I know.
because in California, where I grew up,
Okay.
education was free. We didn't have to pay anything. You only had to pay for university. That's it. But now I live in South Africa and you have to pay for everything. Primary school, middle school, high school, everything you have to pay for.
Okay.
So for you growing up, was education free or you had to pay?
Yeah, I pay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's expensive.
Yes.
Very expensive. And tell me where are you studying university now?
Me?
Yeah, where are you studying university?
I student in UBM women.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's
And
very expensive.
is it a 3-year degree or a 4-year degree?
Or
Oh, it is expensive then. And Chung,
Yes. Hello, teacher.
hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Tell me, where you live, is it very expensive to go to school?
In my live in Ho Chi Minh City, in I think it depends on the school. It's a school
Okay.
in a small school. It's very cheap, but with the international schools, it's very high. And
Yeah.
I think it depends on the parent to choose the school. Yes.
Yeah. So if it's a government school,
Yes.
government versus private. Same in South Africa. Government is cheap, but the quality is poor. And then there's private, which is fantastic, but it's so expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. And Alma, is your microphone working? No luck with Alma. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to look at a resource about someone's opinion. Jose, what does the title say? I'm highlighting it in blue. What does the title say? Can you read it for me? Education.
Education should be free.
So this is one person's opinion. Chung, will you read me what Rebecca says? I think
education should be free in the public universities, so that way higher education is more accessible to everyone.
exactly. So Chung, at which level does she believe that education should be free? At which level does she think education should be free? Is she talking about high school? Is she talking about university? Is she talking about primary school? Which level?
University.
Yeah, exactly. University thinks it should be totally free. Jose, why does she think that university should be free? Why? Why
I don't
should
know.
it be free?
is more accessible?
Very good. Yeah. It should be accessible to everyone, right? Everyone
Oh,
should have that equal opportunity. And if they
oh,
want to study, they should be able to study. Yeah, very, very good. Are there any words that you don't know here? What does this word mean? Accessible. Easy to find, easy to reach, easy to use, right? We can access it easily. So do you agree with that, Chung? Do you think that university education should be free for everyone?
I think if it's okay, it's great. But I think in Vietnam, education is a good way for business because nowadays I think education not only the teaching, it also the way to earning the money very easier. And in Vietnam, many people make the business with the education and they earn a lot of money. And
Oh, really?
yes, and for example,
How so?
for example, they for special in teaching English, very easy to earn money in Vietnam. And I think if the without the helping and support money from the government, and I think it's um, I think the private school with the police. I think with the police school, it it, uh, it hard to earn money, and that reason in Vietnam, many school in private school with the uh, high score for the student, but the people still love the private school because in the private school there is many service in the private school and many
Okay.
condition in the private school. In public school,
But
yeah,
my only question is if we do make education free for everyone at a public school, where is the money going to come from to pay the teachers,
I think
to maintain the buildings?
I think with it depend on the government and it's support in the government and it's the government support us. I think it happen and I think I very like it when the government do that. But in my country, I think it never happened with in my country.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, is it a privilege to study at university in Vietnam, or is it an expectation? For example, in the States, it's an expectation that you go to university. Your parents expect you to go, and you expect to go. But in South Africa, it's a privilege. It's like a gift to be able to go to university. What is it like in Vietnam?
Sorry, I don't catch.
Do people in Vietnam expect to go to university? Like they feel like it's their right? Or is it a big, big privilege and it's not common for everyone to go? Like most of your friends, did most of your friends go to university? Did all of your friends from high school, when you finished high school, did they go to university?
Oh, I think it depends on the people and the government don't care. If you have money,
Doesn't care.
If you have money, you want to school, it's depend on you. If you don't have money and you don't go to school, and if while you are studying in the school, if you don't have enough money pay the fee schools, and you have to stop school, and the school don't worry, don't take care about your money, yourself, your study.
Yeah, so it's the
I think
business.
money is necessary in Vietnam and necessary for in school in Vietnam. Yes.
Okay.
For example, I think
Okay, interesting.
it happened also in the hospital, and in Vietnam, the hospital and the school is the place. I think it's a good place for earn money. Yes.
Okay, great. Jose, tell me, what are your thoughts? Do you think education at university should be free for anyone? Or do you think people need to pay? What do you believe? Just remember that your mic, okay, good. Your mic is unmuted now.
Sorry.
I couldn't hear you because your microphone was muted, but you've unmuted it. Good.
My university is free.
Is your
Because-
university free?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
because the
Is it free for everyone, or do you have a scholarship?
is free on everyone.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No. No.
So if you want to study in Mexico at university, then it's totally free.
My university, yes, and the other university I pay.
Okay. And tell me, do you think that like most of your friends from high school, have they gone to university? Is it common? Is it normal?
I don't know, teacher.
Well, think back to your friends from high school when you were 17 years old or 18 years old. Most of your friends, have they gone to study at university?
Yeah, the other 18, 20, I have what 50, 56.
Uh-huh.
Uh, uh,
So where do you think the money should come from? Because education is expensive. Does it just come from taxes?
I don't know.
It's complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in Mexico, are there public universities or private universities?
Yeah, complicated.
So the school that you go to, is it public or is it private?
Public.
It's public. Okay.
Yeah.
And in your class, are there a lot of students?
Yeah. Yes.
Like how many?
35.
35.
Yes.
That's not so big.
Oh,
That's nice.
it's
When I
normal.
went to university, we had even in one class as many as 300 people.
No,
That's a lot of,
yes.
huh? Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. So we're just talking today about education and whether it is free and whether it should be free, right? And if it should be free, then where does the money come from? Does it come from taxes? Who pays, right? Because the buildings cost money, the teachers cost money. So, yeah, it was interesting to hear from you. So just in closing, I want you guys, each one of you, to tell me, do you think that there's a problem with the education in your country, or do you think it's perfect? Why don't you start, Chung?
Teacher.
Do you think that there's problems with your education in Vietnam, or do you think the system it's working well?
I think now in Vietnam it's a terrible education because I think I don't want to say back mouth about my government especially in education, but now because in education every year it change a lot, but the training not good for people.
Oh,
And
okay.
the government just to try to earn money from the people. The government not support the people for education, and the government try to earn money from people.
So it's too much like a business.
Yes, like business. I think it's already business, and I don't like I don't like education now, and many in this year, in last year, many I think many problem with the education. For example, it's making the teacher in Vietnam hit the student or the student.
Hit.
Yes, and the
Yeah,
student
that happens in South Africa too.
and the student hit the teacher, or maybe the government. I don't know how it mistake because in the law in the education the government say student can selling the sexy with the three
Yeah.
time until 3
Yeah,
times.
so you have the problem with the teachers and the students, the teachers taking advantage.
Because in Vietnam many students sell themselves. It means they make the sex with the customer to earn money.
They have sex with it, yeah.
What
yeah.
is called, teacher? What is called?
So they'll have sex with a teacher to get a mark.
Not teacher. It with the customer to earn money.
Oh.
Yes, and I think with the teacher it's normal, but the people to earn money, and if in the education I think it's not allowed, but I think it's not already, but the government repair the law for students, and it say student can selling sexy with 3 times until the fourth time the student will be fired out of school.
Oh wow.
Yes, And recently, the teacher, the teacher I think the woman teacher bring the alcohol rush and go into the bar with the police.
You did.
Yes, I think it's terrible. And
so the system is very flawed.
Yeah.
Meaning it has lots of problems.
Yes.
It's flawed. It's imperfect. Yeah, similar to South Africa, it has lots of imperfections. Okay, well, thank you for sharing. That was really interesting. I have another class now, but I hope to see you guys another day soon.
Yes.
So, Jose, Chung, thank you guys for your participation and keep well.
Yes.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.